Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today we are going to be trying a chapter of some very exciting books that have been sent by some incredible authors. Now, I have moved. I have been very busy. I have a huge stack of books that have been piling up, and this isn't even all of them, from lovely authors who I just haven't read. So I thought we'd do an indie edition and just try some chapters. Now there are 7 books here. Are we going to try all 7 books in this video? I'm going to try, but I'm filming this after work and I'm tired already, but we're going to give it our best shot because these books deserve it. Some are arcs, some are just finished copies for me to try my hand at, so that's what we're going to try and do. So let me show you every book that we've got and we'll get started. So first up we have got this stunning book which is called Seul by J. Davies and K. Grierson, and it is the From Gold to Iron and Rust edition. I think that might be the first name of the book. So this was very kindly sent to me by the author. This is an illustrated book. Yes, an illustrated fantasy book. I'm trying to find an illustration. So they also sent me some very stunning illustrations. But just to give you an idea, here is one of them. They are all in full colour, which is also amazing. And I'm sure it's still going on, but I will find out, and I will link it down below. They have got a Kickstarter happening for their very first book, this book, that is currently ongoing, and I believe you can get an e-copy or a paperback or a hardback. I'm not too sure which edition, but they do have prints that they're also sending out depending on how much you give to the Kickstarter. So there's that. That's an amazing addition to my collection. We then have this stunning book which is Bones to the Wind by Tatiana Obey. Again, author very kindly sent me a copy of her book. I read the blurb of this in a vlog recently and it made me chuckle out loud, and she said that there are actually other funny bits in the book as well, so I'm very excited to give them a go. So we've got that. We then have a sequel to a book I've already read, and that is Baden Hill by I Anonymous. They wrote Gurzel, which I read earlier this year, I want to say, maybe last year, I'm not too sure. Time is blending together for me, but this is the second book and I am really looking forward to giving it a go. So the first book we meet are characters that I believe are still being followed in here, and it involves a dragon and a death cult, and I don't know what else you need to know to want to read that book. So there's that. I'm also concerned that if you can hear the whirring in the background, that is my washing machine, but I'm not 100% sure if you can hear it. So if you can, I apologise, and if you can't, that's fine. Trials of Ashmont by John Palladino. Again, lovely author. He reached out to me to ask if I wanted to read his book. Yes, John, yes I do. I just haven't sat down and got a chance to get to it yet, but I'm going to try the first chapter today. And I have heard that this is a YA, but then everything I've heard since points to it not being a YA, so don't go into this thinking it's a YA. Definitely check first, but I'll let you know more as I go through and read it. We've got 3 more here. I then have this, which is Tempest Blades the Withered King by Ricardo Victoria. I was very kindly sent the first and the second book in this series. I believe the third one comes out this year, or early 23 maybe, probably more like early 23 if my brain serves me right. I don't know an awful lot about this. I was sold on the fact when they reached out to me that it is like Final Fantasy-esque, and my partner loves Final Fantasy. I'm excited to see if that is true. I love this cover as well, and the sequel cover is also stunning, so looking forward to giving this a shot today. Seasons of Albadone, the 8th Chance series by Elaine Marsh and Christopher Warman. This is a lovely short little book. So this is set through 4 different seasons, and the seasons are broken up into chapters in between as well, and it just sounds like a really lovely read, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go for you. And finally we have got Ascendant, Songs of Chaos, Book 1 by Michael R. Miller. Look at that cover. It is absolutely stunning. I'm very excited to give this a go. It has got a dragon on the cover. I love dragons. And this is a naked hardback as well. It's matte and it doesn't have a dust cover, which is very interesting, I think. And it has loads of awards on the back, so I'm interested to see how I feel about this. So there you go, there is our stack of books that we are going to be reading from. So I am going to get a random number Actually, I'm going to get a dice, because I have a dice app, or a die app. And we are just going to roll. I've got 7 here. So that doesn't really work, does it? Rethinking. Number generator it is. And we are going to pick 1 to 7 to see who goes first, because I don't want to be biased. Because who would want that from me? So 1 to 7 in the order of which I just spoke through them. And let's get on and generate. Hang on. I don't know if it'll pick up. There you go. Generate. Did it just generate 1? It generated 1. Okay. So we are going to be trying the chapter of Soul first. And I will be back to tell you what my thoughts are. So I've read the first chapter and it was 35 pages. So it was a bit of a big one. We have completed what it says on the back of the book. So in the first chapter, none of this is spoilers, it's all on the back of the book. In the first chapter, we meet our main character, Elms. Yeah, we meet our main character, Elms. We meet his uncle, Loro. We meet his servant, Enoch. And we meet his, love, Ulu. And it all starts really hunky-dory. Elms is called down to meet his uncle. Elms is the king of the continent in which he lives. His uncle is his regent, and Elms is called down to go and see his uncle about something. He doesn't know what. And his uncle tells him that he has finally found the path that is safest to get to the north, which no one has claimed. And then they go through a bit of a thing about Elms naming it, and there's a whole conundrum about that. And then he goes off to bed. And he is awoken by guards crashing through his door and saying that his uncle has been murdered. And then we go into a bit of a fight scene between Elms and this demon. And this demon is attacking everyone and killing everyone. And they stumble into this cell, and Enoch meets up with a long lost friend and then disappears at the end of the chapter. So I now see the reason in which Elms decides to go on a quest around to the north to find the demon and to get revenge. We have not found out what happens to Ulu yet. We don't know if Ulu is still alive. And like I said, Enoch has disappeared, so we don't really know what's happening with that either. So I'm liking it. The writing is really nice, actually, and the world building is good. I mean, it's a little bit limited at the minute, but you're not really out in the world, if that makes sense. You're currently in their palace. There's descriptions of the palace. It is really nice, but I am looking forward to actually finding out some more about this world and Elms finding this new place. So, first chapter of the first book done, and like I said, it's 35 pages, so I read a pretty fair chunk, I would admit, I think. So let's find out what book number 2 is going to be, in what the order is. Okay, so we did 1, so we're going to generate, again, we're still going to do 1 to 7, because it's just how it is. Oh, 7, okay. So that is Ascendant. So that is this one, and my washing machine is making loads of funny noises because it's nearing the end of its cycle. But let's try the first chapter of this one. So that was faster. This chapter was only 8 pages long, and in it I think I've learnt quite a lot already, to be fair, even though there's only 8 pages. So it seems as though in the small place of which our main character Holt lives. Everyone has their profession linked to their last name. So he is Holt Cook. He is a kitchen boy training to become, I'm guessing, a full cook. And he is talking to Mr. Smith, who is a blacksmith. He talks to Mr. Butcher, who is the butcher, Mr. Monger, who is a fishmonger, and so on and so forth. So I like that premise because it gives very much the whole small village medieval kind of feel where your profession is already your profession is already dictated before you've even actually grown up. And we have got a very brief overview of what is happening. So it seems as though at the start of this chapter all of the dragon riders are coming to visit this particular village, and Holt is gathering all the food so that they can prep it ready for this visit. Like lamb for the mystic dragons, and there was talk of ice dragons and fire dragons, so I'm really excited to dive more into that and to find out more about the actual dragons themselves. I'm hoping we get some more information on that. I'm sure we will. It seems to be like a very big plot point, so that's pretty cool. I am interested to see how he works, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, on the back it says that Holt defies the order, rescues a doomed egg, and vows to protect the blind dragon within. So Holt is going to obviously pick or steal an egg, and then kind of raise it and become a rider on his own, I guess. I'm very excited to find out how that happens and why that happens. I love dragon books, so yeah, there we go. Okay, next one. I've apparently highlighted the generate button for some random reason, but I don't know why. 2. Bones to the Wind. Let's go. So we have a very headstrong main character in this book. I read the first chapter. First chapter again is quite short, only about 7 pages long. And in that we meet our main character, Raja, and I'm really grateful there. I wasn't even English. I'm really grateful because at the start of this book it says how to pronounce her name. Because I was saying Raja because it's kind of how it's spelled, but it's Raja. Anyways, this book, already, we meet, like I said, our main character Raja, and we kind of get a glimpse into the goings on of where she lives. So at the start of this book, in the very first chapter, we are following Raja as she is doing the bone throwing ceremony. So there is mention of something called the forging, and from the back I know it's a trial that each child must go through in order to become an adult, essentially. So we've got a bit of a backstory about it from the blurb, but in the first chapter we are with Raja as she casts her bones to determine whose team she's going to be on. So from that I gather they are going to be on teams, they're going to be working together. We also meet her older, I want to say brother, Yazai, maybe, and we also meet someone only known as the Runt and someone called Nico. And again from the back I can surmise that Raja and Nico will end up possibly on the same team. If not, Raja will end up being on the team of the Runt. I'm not too sure. But both of them have very strong things to work for, by the sounds of it. So Nico is the Runt's younger sister. I think it's sister. And it is hinted that the Runt did not pass the forging last year. And I don't think Raja's brother did either. So it seems like they've both got very high stakes in which to fight for and to set their target, like their eyes on. But this is only book 1 and it's a duology, so I'm very excited. This sounds really good already. I'm really, really enjoying it. 3 down, 4 to go, and we have had no bad books. Obviously I did not expect that we would, but I am pleasantly surprised. What is that? 3. Okay, so first chapter of Baden Hill. I Anonymous will be proud of me, as he's been telling me to read this for a little while. So let's just crack on. So I've only read the prologue of Baden Hill because it is getting late now. And I still have 3 other books that I want to give a go to. But the prologue of this is still fantastic. I feel as though, because I have read the first book, I can't really tell you a lot about the second book because it'll probably give away something from the first book. Excuse my subtle yawn. But what I can tell you is that I feel as though the writing in this is already better than the first book. I feel like I'm already drawn in. I'm ready to carry on already. It took me, if you don't know, it took me a while to read the first book, not because of the book, kind of where I was at myself, I think. But it took me a while. I'm hoping it doesn't take me as long to read Baden Hill. However, I feel like I've been drawn in a lot more with this because I have said before that the first book, it took me until about the 150 page mark to actually get into the story. And that book is like 250 pages long. So over halfway it took me to get into that book. Whereas this one, I feel like I'm already drawn in and I'm really excited to see where our characters are in this one. This book is a little bit longer than the first one. It is 319 pages, but it is still not massively long. So looking forward to seeing more of this one. Now, I've got 3 books left and I cannot remember in which order I rated them. So we're now just going to generate from 1 to 3 and in the stack that they're currently in. And we're on book number 1. So book on top of this pile is none other than The Trials of Ashmont. Trials of Ashmount. Get it right, Chels. Let's give John's book a go. Okay, so I haven't even started reading this book yet, but I'm just flicking through the first lot of pages. There is a beautiful map, of course. Which is great, and I'm just going to show you that because I've mentioned it. However, the thing that made me chuckle just now is that there is a list of people and the title is People Who May Die. And I feel like this may be like all of the characters that are in this book. And it just made me like have a little bit of a chuckle. So I thought I'd let you know. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. This first chapter, like, it's not even like, let's introduce you to the world. It's like, bang, let's give you action, let's give you scary, let's give you gruesome. Do not read this if you think it's YA. My God, it is not. Bloody brilliant, but not. I don't really know what I should tell you about the first chapter because it doesn't link in at all with what is spoken about on the back. So for this one, I'm just going to tell you what it says on the back because that first chapter was good, but speechless. So this is Caden, maybe, is destined to collapse. Across a world rife with blood, betrayal and brutality, 5 people wade through unexpected tragedies. An egotistical student, a fleeing refugee, a nomadic warrior, a fallen noble and a criminal in hiding navigate the sinister dealings of politicians, 2 sudden wars and nefarious lies that surface at Ashmount, a university dedicated to teaching the 5 branches of magic. Survival means adapting or dying. Now, I think we have met one of the people, but from the end of that chapter, I don't feel like they're going any further. I don't think they can. Maybe they don't. And I can't see their name repeated anywhere. So maybe they're not, but they fit me. It sounds to me as if they are. Their name basically fits the name for the noble, but maybe not. I can't see their name anywhere else, so I'm going to say no. So they're not the fallen noble who I thought they were. So we'll find that out, but I've got high hopes for this. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good. And now I'm not even gonna bother with the alternating. Next one on the pile is this one, which is Tempest Blaze, the Withered King. It's got magic in it. Let's try the first chapter. Wow. Okay, so at first, yeah, I'm using my Stardust Thief bookmarks that I got from a giveaway that I won in all of these books pretty much. So when I first started this, I was like, is this actually going to be for me? I'm not too sure. The writing wasn't as fluid as I thought it was going to be. But that does happen sometimes in fantasy when you have fight scenes, and this book, straight away you're in the final day of a battle, so obviously it's going to be very much like fighting and I don't know, all sorts of different things basically, and this does not disappoint on that front at all. The second chapter says present day, so I don't really know when the first chapter takes place. However, the way it ends makes me a little bit sad actually, and I'm interested to see what happens. We are introduced to 3 characters, one being Fionn, who is the gent on the front with the green glowing sword. He is a legendary wielder of a Tempest Blade. Then we meet his friend Ywain, who also has the gift and is wielding a Tempest Blade. And then we meet his girlfriend, Fionn's fiance even, Isaiah, maybe. I really like the trio. It's quite nice. The friendship between the 2 boys is really good, and I like their banter. They have a bit of like banter with 2 evil people that they're fighting in the first chapter, and it did make me chuckle a little bit. I'm interested to see where this goes, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised, because in the first couple of pages I wasn't sure if this was actually going to be even for me, but I already am changing my mind, so that's good on that one. And then the final book, we need to try a chapter of this one, because this is the final book, and then we will have tried chapters of 7 different books, and I am seriously ready to go to bed. So let's crack on with this, and then let's wrap this video up. And just like that, the final book has been tried. So this reads quite YA to me. I think it's going to be a good book though. I think it's going to be a really nice story. So the first season we start with is Autumn, and we meet a lovely character, which I've just from Adriel, who is the next enchantress for her village. So she is under the tutelage of the current Mother. It kind of sounds like Mother Gothel, if I'm honest. But Mother Ola is the current enchantress for this village, and Adriel is training to take over when Ola is no longer there. This chapter kind of just introduces you to the world and some of the characters. Like, there's a couple of little boys that she interacts with in the forest. She finds a feather of a creature that has been long since extinct, apparently, which I feel like isn't going to be true. And then there is a prologue to this as well, which kind of tells almost like a fably folklore-y kind of story about the true one, who is the creator of their world, and the different creatures that were in the world before, I'm guessing, humans were. And it's quite nice. I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, there you go. That is all of them tried. It is late, but I need to finish this video and then update my vlog as well, because I've got a very fun parcel that I want to show. That'll be up in my next vlog, be it this Sunday or next Sunday. I am unsure whether I'm going to be doing a moving vlog this weekend or not, because a lot hasn't really changed and it's still a bit of a mess, so you'll find out on Sunday. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Do you like these sorts of videos? Let me know. If you've got any recommendations for the next time I do one of these videos, again, let me know. If you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me a sword emoji, because that's like what a lot of these books are following, is like some sort of battle. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ring that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I am currently uploading on a Wednesday and on a Sunday, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that's everything for today's video. I've had fun. I'm glad I've finally tried some of these books. A lot of them have been sat on my shelf, and once again, if you are a lovely author or a publisher or someone who has sent me a book and I haven't got around to it yet, just know I am getting there. I am ever so sorry. I am working my butt off to get back on track, and I'm hoping I will get back on track now. I think now we're starting to settle in. I'm starting to slowly get some days to work from home. Hopefully this is working. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this here now. I hope you have a lovely day. I will link these books on Amazon for you down below, not affiliate links or anything, just in case you wanted to check them out. It probably will be Amazon actually, it'll be Goodreads so that you get the blurby bit, and then if you want to buy them you can find an outlet to buy them from. So yeah, it'll be a Goodreads link, not an Amazon link. But yeah, they'll all be down below. Make sure you check them out, make sure you follow these authors wherever they are, Instagram, Facebook. I don't really follow anyone on Facebook, don't know why I said that. Twitter, YouTube, that sort of thing. And I'll see you next time for another video. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'll see you then. Bye.